What does it really mean to be an influencer in this time? And this is what I'm going to be talking about today. So, welcome to another episode as I talk about technology, the internet, and young people. And my name is Roland. And if you're living in this time, you surely know what an influencer is. But the name has changed so much, so drastically from the first time it was used. And back in the days, to be an influencer and to be an influencer really meant someone who was able to put across the ideas, their beliefs, and help inspire change in people. And yes, the new word or the new definition has some semblance of that. It has actually changed because influencer now is all about profit. It's all about ads. It's all about branding. And it's about how many followers that you have, right? So if you are below that threshold of followers, then you are not an influencer. This is what we are being told, right? So if you have over 1,000, well, that's even too small. If you have over 3,000, then you can be considered to be an influencer, and 10,000 and 30,000 and a million and so on and so on. So people obviously strive to that for that. And just because someone now has a million followers, they are now called influencers. But I want to talk about that and address that because we must not get away and not get this mixed up, because I think there should be another name for that, or like can be maybe a brand influencer or I don't know, a product influencer, whatever it is, because it's like I said, it's all about profit. It's all about brands. It's all about selling brands and how many people that you can work with, like, whereas to be an influence, and this is one of my heart cries when I started this channel, is about also seeing that as young people, we and well, to encourage our young people to make a difference online. We can make a difference online. We can help to change someone's life online, no matter if we have 10 followers or 100 or 1,000. But that should be our aim, and using the gifts that we have been given. This is one way of doing that. But maybe you are a cook and you love to cook, and guess what? You can use those talents, guess what, to influence and to make a change in someone's life, right? To inspire someone, to make someone's day better. You may like grooming dogs, for example. That's your passion. And you know what? You can use that, and you can use that as a channel to, again, make someone's life better. I know it's random, but we need to really have a mind shift when it comes to influencer, because we have been so trained about what an influencer is. And then when we are below that threshold, guess what? We think we have nothing to say. But God did not create us like that, because we have something to say. We each have a story to tell. We each have different gifts that we have to offer to the world. And now with this a digital world before us, there's so much opportunity to make a difference, to make an impact. And again, like, impact being told is, as long as it's over a threshold or a certain amount of people, then you're making an impact. Well, that is not true, right? This is not what Jesus taught us, and this is not the pattern that we see in the Bible about impact. And yes, I am a Christian, and I will talk about this because we have young people who are striving to get the 3,000 followers and 10,000, and of course, what happens when they don't achieve their target? Then that's where a low self-esteem comes, and they think they have no worth, and they think they have nothing to say, and people look down on them, and the world looks down on them and say, put you on the side because you have nothing to say. But that, again, is not true, because when God created you, He made you with a message. He gave you a message. He gave you a purpose, and the world out there, like, we have a new world, a whole new area of people that we can influence who are online, and we need to start tapping into that and teaching our children about that, and exposing our children and making them aware of the gifts that they have. If they are always on social media and if they are on their devices, remember, they are digital natives, and this is their world, and we need to now begin to have that mind shift and teach them about that and get them to think about impact and changing people's lives by the gifts that they've been given, by the message that they have, and telling them that they have something to say. And like I said, this is one of the main reasons I started this channel, was to also to make young people see that they have a voice and they have a lot more people to impact now, that God can use them so powerfully offline and offline, and especially offline. I mean, especially online, because for the longest of times we have been analog, and like evangelism has been, yes, going to countries and traveling to countries and immersing ourselves in culture and preaching the word to people physically. But now with the digital space, this has changed completely, and there are millions, billions of people, well, I don't know if it's billions, but millions of people online, and people who don't know God and who need the word preached to them. So guess what an amazing vehicle that we have. But then our children are not gonna do that because they have a wrong definition of what influencer is. And I could go on and on and on, but I want to carry this on next week. But parents, I want to encourage you to help your kids have this mindset shift about being an influencer. Make them understand that their gifts can be used in a new way. Maybe they were born for such a time as this. Who knows? Your child could have just a hunger and insatiable desire for gaming, and you're thinking, this is just a stupid desire to have. Some parents may think that, but it might not. It might be a thing from God where your child needs to impact gamers. Who knows? But unless you expose them to that and that kind of thinking, then how do you know? But anyway, like I said, I could go on and on, but I would like to end this episode here. Thank you so much for spending this little time with me. I really appreciate it, and I cannot wait to continue on this episode, on this topic next week. Until then, goodbye, and have and enjoy the rest of your week and weekend. Goodbye.